Providers always want to race to the bottom and get the cheapest products possible that they can obviously profit the most from. When you do that, it just cuts you off at the ankles. You are going to race to the bottom and you're not going to be able to go anymore because obviously it's going to cut all your profits. And at some point, you're not going to be able to compete because the big boys will beat you. So this is how we avoid getting shut down by the government or the FDA or whatever governing body you have in our locations. Number one, we always make sure that before we open a location, or even if we're opening a second location in an area, we talk to our legal team. We get all the proper paperwork in order. We make sure that the city doesn't need a certain business license because some cities do, some cities don't. We make sure all the LLCs are in order. We make sure everything's registered with the government. And we ensure, again, legal team, they have signed off on this new location. They know what it is and everything is in line. Second thing we do is make sure that we are having monthly meetings with our staff members. We're going through the ins and outs of what they need, any concerns that came up, any questions on issues with clients, issues with treatments, any questions the providers have, etc., to make sure that, again, we are providing the best service possible and the most legal and compliant services possible. We've already done our due diligence on the backside with our pharmacies and with the medications, using our legit script certification and making sure that we are using legit script certified pharmacies to ensure that we have the highest quality goods, we have the highest quality of products and services for our clients. Then we make sure we do regular audits of our clinic. So sometimes we will have undercover investigators or clients come in and question our staff, talk to our staff, go through a consultation process, etc., to make sure that we're doing everything as compliant and as legal as possible. It's very important to do that because sometimes the staff may not know that what they're doing or a step that they're doing is actually illegal because they forget the basics. So you want to make sure you have those standard operating procedures and those basics that you're training them on, because you don't want to get down the line and then find out that they've been doing something wrong for a long period of time, or heaven forbid you get in trouble and then you realize, oh shoot, I wasn't supposed to do that. So make sure that you are auditing your own clinics as well. If we ever go into a clinic and we audit it and we find out that something is being done wrong or we need to change something, we immediately do it right then and there. We write a new standard operating procedure based around the concern or the issue. We retrain everybody and we tell everybody, hey, this is what we did wrong before and how it needs to go moving forward. If there's ever any malpractice done where it's an actual provider doing something illegal, then we would usually fire them. However, we've never come across that. Most of the time, when you have good, strong core values, people want to come into your business and work and succeed. They don't want to come into your business and try and screw it up. So that being said, we've never had to deal with that. Now, if you ever went into your clinic and you audited it and found out somebody was doing something illegal, you should 100% report it and change the protocols in your clinic to ensure that it doesn't happen again. When it comes to your medical procedures and your treatments that you're rolling out, over time, we've learned what is acceptable and what is not. Many times, if you have to go to a legal counsel and find out whether or not a treatment is legal or illegal, then you shouldn't be doing it, period. Stay away from those things that are super borderline. And if you want to do obviously innovative cutting edge medicine, that is fine, but make sure that you are discussing it with your team and with your legal team so that they've signed off on it, your malpractice knows about it, and you're practicing 100% compliant. The biggest legal issues I see other clinics getting into are, number one, using medications that are not from approved FDA cleared facilities or legit script facilities, and they have fillers and other issues with it. Providers always want to race to the bottom and get the cheapest products possible that they can obviously profit the most from. When you do that, it just cuts you off at the ankles. You are going to race to the bottom and you're not going to be able to go anymore because obviously it's going to cut all your profits. And at some point, you're not going to be able to compete because the big boys will beat you. So don't race to the bottom. Don't sell crappy stuff. Don't import medications. That is 100% illegal. And I know a lot of people buy Botox, fillers, semaglutide, tirzepatide from outside the country and import it and give it to their clients, that is extremely illegal and you will get in trouble for that. Number two, do not take 503A medications. That is a patient specific medication that has a patient's name on it and give that medication to multiple clients. I know people love to do that as well. That is 100% illegal. You will get in trouble. And as a result, that is actually a felony. And there have been some nurses that have gone to jail for quite a long time for taking, again, medication out of one vial that is actually a specific vial for one patient and giving it to multiple people. That is illegal. Using off brand medications or for research purposes only medications. Anything that says for research purposes only should not be sold to another human. If you do use that, you are going to get in trouble. You're going to get shut down, period. Doing stem cell injections. Now, there are those clinics and those companies that say, oh, you could totally do it. But stem cell injections, if they are not autologous, meaning from your own bone marrow or from your own fat, you are going to end up getting in trouble at some point. It's just a matter of time. The FDA, you might be able to defeat them and beat them, but if you're using any other allogeneic stem cells, injecting it, doing IVs, trying to treat joint issues or diseases, you're going to get in trouble for that. Also, when it comes to any type of medication or service that you're providing, you cannot make unfounded claims. I know a lot of times stem cell providers will say we can help with diabetes or cancer or brain damage or Alzheimer's. If you're naming diseases and the medications you're provided have not been proven, shown, studied, and registered with the FDA as a treatment for said issue, you're going to end up getting in trouble for that. So marketing is very, very, very important when it comes to making sure you aren't banned or have issues with the FDA. There's plenty of other stupid things that I see. Obviously, if you're going to do anything dumb, selling drugs or getting in trouble for, selling black market stuff, look, guys, in business, there's always going to be the person who might run past you super fast because they're doing shady, illegal shit. They might make a ton of money in a short period of time, but guess what? Life and time always catches up to those people 100% of the time. And I haven't seen a single person doing that who has been successful over decades of time. They're always successful for a short period of time, but then guess what? They don't get out alive. They have their license removed, their business taken away from them, they go to jail, etc. Do not try and cut corners just for profits. That's what you shouldn't be doing that in your business anyways. Your business is there to solve a problem. Solve a big problem and solve it quicker than anybody else, and you're going to make a ton of money. So always make sure you're discussing with legal counsel when you open new clinics. Stay as compliant as possible, and you'll be smooth sailing.